Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel, or welcome for the first time. My name is Kimberly, and super excited for you guys to be here. So, we are asking about their late night thoughts of you. What's going on? And I love these readings actually because I do feel like we tap in more to the details of what they're thinking about when it comes to you and just whatever it is that's on their mind that we need to hit upon for your reading. It always feels like the right stage in their day when we're talking about their late night thoughts, okay? Now, whether or not it is, you know, in a naughty type of nature, uh, we're gonna keep it open, whatever details come through. But I'm not gonna rule it out either, the passion that might come through or not. And again, regardless of where you are in this connection, we're leaving it open to who this person is. So be ready to receive the correct messages. If they're not thinking about you, we're gonna pick up on that as well, is my point. So if you are ready to receive the messages, then let's begin. So we do have three group selections or pile selections. We have a different tarot deck for each of the readings with something to help guide you as far as what choice to make with your group. So let's get started. So group one, we have this red feather. And for your reading today, group one, we are using the Tarot of the Abyss. So the Tarot of the Abyss with this red feather for you, group one. And I don't know when that happened, but I'm going to roll with it. So the tiger eye crystal, that would be funny if it was like that the whole time. I swear I thought I set everything up, but so we're using the tiger eye crystal with the every little thing you do is magic. The irony. Hi, Mooney. Moon's saying hi for you guys as well. So every little thing you do is magic. Moon is rubbing her cute little face against the audio. So what an interesting intro. With the tiger eye for you, group two. Group three, we have this owl. And we will be using the Midnight Magic tarot deck for your reading. Again, if it's shaky, it's Moony. Hi, Moon. So we have the Midnight Magic with the owl for your reading today, group three. So feel free to pause, but let me get Moony art. All right, bye-bye, Mama. That was Moon. She likes making appearances if you're new here. If you're not, then you already know Moon. Anyway, guys, feel free to pause to get serious. What are their late night thoughts of you? We're going to see what type of messages brew, and hopefully you're ready to receive. The timestamps are down below. Remember, this is a timeless reading, and when you're ready, I'll meet you over there. Bye, guys. Hey guys, and welcome to your reading today, group one. If you chose this really cool red feather and or the Tarot of the Abyss, then you are at the right reading. So I want to make sure I put this somewhere that doesn't catch on fire. I'm prone. I could be very clumsy, so have to be conscious. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm excited about this reading. I've been waiting for this reading for some time. So let's get into it. This person you are thinking about, we're tapping into the energy of their late night thoughts, which I feel like is a perfect time. I feel like it's a perfect time to tap into someone's thoughts, because usually that's when, people do most of their thinking, at least some people. Okay, so hopefully we could see, are you on their mind? If they are thinking about you, what are they thinking about? And to what extent? Is it excessive or not? What else is on their mind? You know, we're going to see what we could see through Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for coming through as always for the collective. For group 1. Okay, guys, sorry, I'm trying to have a moment, but my cats, the window is open, by the way, and the cats are energetic right now, so just giving you the heads up. Spirit, what do we need to see? 3 of Cups wanting to come through. What is their late night thoughts of group 1? We have the Fool, our first major arcana, card number 0. It's like the extra card. Fool energy. It's Aquarius. Aquarius is air. Justice. Oh, what a cool Justice card. Card number 11. Libra energy. Also air. So they're doing a lot of thinking, guys. That's for sure. What else are they thinking about? Their late night thoughts of group 1, Spirit. What do we need to see? Knight of Pentacles. I want to make sure. Okay. All right. It's definitely reversed. So Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. We're going to get the clarifiers as well before we start talking. Spirit, what do we need to see? 10 of Swords. Okay. Has there been some sort of ending? With the Justice and 10 of Swords, I feel as though this person is thinking about whatever it is that went wrong, or something, someone walked away, something ended. We got the 6 of Swords with the 3 of Cups. Okay. The Ace of Wands in the reverse. This is what it looks like upright. Is that a Phoenix? We have it in reverse with the Fool, which is interesting. 5 of Wands in the reverse with Justice. What are they thinking about? 3 of Pentacles. We got the 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles is coming with Knight of Pentacles. Nine of Wands. Okay. What a cool deck. Tarot of the Abyss. The abyss of this person's mind goes deep, guys. We got King of Swords in the reverse with the 8 of Cups. A lot of indicators that someone left the party. Someone moved on. Or I'm not sure about moving on, but someone walked away. This feels like an ending. And this is what this person's thinking about. I don't think... Oh my God. So, okay, sorry. This is kind of telling a whole story in and of itself. We got the World in reverse, and then under that we got a Tower card, and then the Devil. So, where do we begin? Okay. The first thing is, if this is not some sort of ending, if you and this person haven't had some... I feel like it really blew up. I'm getting that it was a big moment between the both of you that this person is really, really thinking about, okay? Now, if that didn't occur, then this might not be your reading, but let's start with that. So we have the 10 of Swords, and we got the 6 of Swords. We got the 8 of Cups, indicating that there may have been some sort of betrayal. It could be where... I don't know, did you or this person, someone may have been seeking help or support, or I don't know, and the other person kind of just didn't do anything. This might be a very specific message, but it's coming through strong, where if this person knew they had to do something, they knew they had to help you or something, they dropped the ball. I feel as though they are now ruminating over whatever mistake they made. I can't help but think of the 10 of Swords. how like this person is viewing this other person with the swords in their back, clearly in pain. And the person just seems, oh no, look at that. The person has a sword in their hand. Okay. Now, this person either consciously did this, which is the indicator I'm getting, where they did something on purpose or they did something that backfired and now there's some sort of ending. It feels like a betrayal, guys. Okay. And we're getting it with the 9 of Wands, which could be where this person may have had wounded energy. You know that phrase, hurt people hurt people? Like this person might be hurt in some way. And again, if that has to do with anything about you and them, you might not even be aware of their hurt, but they could also be going through their own, stuff. Okay, we did get the Tower, the World in reverse. It's almost as though this person is in the middle of a cycle and they're having a hard time seeing the positive, the success. And gosh, they could be letting their emotions get a hold of them. And I feel as though this top of the deck is the Star. Wow. I typically don't check the top of the deck, but I feel like Spirit is saying to look at this because I feel like this person is very far from you. Energetically speaking, like where they think you might be at a huge distance, you might be very hard to reach right now. So, yeah, guys, if you're going through some pain, I'm really sorry, but let's get into their thoughts. So I do feel as though that one of the things that I'm picking up on is they are thinking a lot. We already mentioned that, but what are they specifically thinking about this? I feel as though they are not taking action right now. They are in a planning phase where they do want to figure out how to work with you without fights, without turmoil, without it going sour or south. I feel as though there may have been a big moment between the both of you where you or this person or both of you walked away or ended it, but it feels unfinished. Like it feels like unfinished business to this person because they are thinking about they're thinking about how they may have upset you. They're starting to recognize, I would say, that they may have created some of that within this connection. They may have been in denial for a long time, maybe, where they weren't really facing up to things. Whatever it is, whatever that means for this connection with this person, with you guys. But it's like I'm envisioning, like with this Justice card, someone that can't get your face out of their mind. Like they might really be hyper focusing on maybe even photographs. I would say, I'm not getting an indicator they're snooping, but just the feeling I'm getting, like your face is kind of in the forefront of their mind. And look at how kind of annoyed or triggered this person looks. So I feel as though when they are thinking about you, which is a lot, I am getting that, they have you in mind of how to proceed without creating even more stress on you or in this connection. I feel as though they don't want to make a risky move. They might be, though. You might have seen them do something. Like with the Fool coming up, that's the only indicator of movement. Because we're getting the Ace in reverse, the Ace of Wands specifically, and we're getting a lot of the energy of walking away. Even Knight of Pentacles is in the reverse, which is implying that this person is not really moving forward with aligned action. They may not know what to do, which is why 3 of Pentacles is here. I feel as though they are, at this point, grasping at straws, and it might be too late. I don't know. Let me know, guys. But for this person, they're going to do something. If you haven't heard from this person, for example, that's kind of what they're thinking about. Like, how are they going to swoop in and save the day in some way? I also feel as though when they think about you, they're thinking that you are just at a different stage, a different phase. You could be going through your own growth, and I feel like this person notices it. They see you kind of rising to the occasion. They may have seen you transform in multiple kind of ways, and even if you and this person aren't in each other's life in the 3D, they may sense it energetically, or they just might see you in social media living your best life, regardless of how they're getting their information. I feel as though they know you're good by walking away. They know that you have your boundaries up. They know that you are not going to be so gullible. I would even say be so accepting if they return. So they really have to plan something strategic, which could be stressing them out a little bit. Because I feel like it's a cycle. Their thoughts are in a cycle. And again, guys, this is heavy on their mind. They are focusing on the end, and then they're focusing on how to fix it. They're focusing on your reaction or what they envision you to be right now. Whether that's accurate or not, I do feel that they're picking up on your energy of you just done, like backing off, setting your boundaries, and okay with walking away. Like, look at this look at this phoenix. Like, look at this phoenix. Okay, we got phoenix imagery somewhere else too. Where was that? It was somewhere. Either way, the phoenix represents, symbolically speaking, like being built from the ashes. Something that dies that could be built again, even stronger, even more, with fire, with intensity. So for them to view you as a phoenix, I feel as though, like, for them, this ending, this breakup, whatever it is breaking them. Whereas for you, it's like they see you upgrading or leveling up in some way. So I think that's also something they're thinking about. Like, dang, like, maybe I well, I don't know if they're debating, but that could be part of their debate, why they're not taking action. Like, will they even accept me? Like, how can I even come back in after all of this, Which is why, to go back to the Fool, it feels as though they may, if they come in, for example, they may come in a foolish way. The Fool typically for me feels like a positive energy, someone taking a risk, someone just not really, I would say, not really overthinking and just going forward, stepping into the unknown. And we're getting it with the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So it's like someone stepping into the unknown without confidence. Someone stepping into the unknown knowing that there still might not be a new possibility, that this could be the end. So I feel as though this is representing where this person's intentions are. They are going to move in your direction, even if that comes with the ultimate or the final end between the both of you. I wanted to see what this Three of Cups is, because a lot of readers, and again, I don't always pick up on it, believe it or not. So it, as if there was some interference, a third-party interference, for example, that led to this. Or are they viewing you? Because again, one of the messages I'm getting is they're viewing you as someone that's riding the phoenix. You're happy, you're socializing, you're glowing up. Whereas they're stuck in pain. I don't mean to laugh, sorry. But they're stuck in pain, hyper-focusing on the ending. So it's like a very extreme opposite of your viewpoint with their viewpoint. So let's double check though. Why is the Three of Cups here? And we do have a lot of Oracle to go through. And I do want to roll of the Astro Dice to see what else this person is focusing on. So let's see, Spirit. Why is the Three of Cups here? Is there anything else we need to know about this Three of Cups? Seven of Swords. Whoa. So this is the, liar, liar, pants on fire card. And it's coming with the Phoenix. Is there something that came out there may have been third-party interference for some of you, not for everyone, that could have led to this ending. This is probably why this person is like, uh-oh. But let's see. Let's make sure. Why is the Seven of Swords? Why is the Three of Cups here? Here's the Star, guys. Look at that. Showing itself. Top of the deck energy, if you forgot. With the Seven of Swords. Okay. This is taking a different turn. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, I like it. I like this energy. Now, this might not be for everyone because, again, every connection is going to be different. This is a general reading. Wheel of Fortune, card number 10. But I feel like the Seven of Swords is representing them not really making it clear of how they feel about you. You know, Three of Cups could be the energy of being in a happy union with someone. And we only see two people on this. Oh, well, we see a hand. And that could represent, gosh, I'm getting a message of the universe. Like the universe is giving you this opportunity, giving this person the opportunity, and they may have squandered it with the Six of Swords energy. But it's like deep down, I feel as though one of their secrets or something you might not have heard from this person is how much they do care, how much they are willing to put in the effort, the work. You may have only seen one side of this person, and I feel as though one of the things they're thinking about is how could pile one see me without these masks, with like their true authentic self. I feel as though they may have had, you know, a lot of defenses up. And again, that could have led to the ending in some way as well. I do feel that there could have been some, I was going to say toxic communication, but heated communication, you know, whether it's passive aggressive or highly emotional. So for example, if you came in like highly emotionally triggered, that could have made this person run. They handle that type of emotion by being in the runner energy, perhaps. Or if you were the runner, take roles as they fit. And that feels very frustrating, right? But again, they're viewing you too as someone that, like, it goes both ways, I think. And the Justice is upright, which I think is also a good indicator that this person is starting to, I don't know, own up a little bit maybe to their part in this dynamic that led to this ending. So let's move on. I want to keep it moving today. We do have a lot to go through, and let's see. So we're going to roll the Astro Dice. So we know they're thinking about you a lot, guys. It's heavy emotion. They're strategizing. I feel like they're going to come in maybe, I don't know, if they come in or not. Is this going to be the right time? I don't know. It might not be the right time, but it depends on, well, let's see. All right. Let me focus. Astro Dice Spirit. What do we need to see? Hi, Cloud. What you doing? You going to come through? I don't know if you could see his face. Say hi. You want to come in? All right. Are you going to stay there? All right. Sorry, guys. All right. Let's see. Sorry for the delay. Ooh, we got a 1. Now, if we're talking about the houses, that's Aries. That's fire. And that is the house of self. Guys, gosh, I lost it already. Here we go. 1. The house of self. And then we got Gemini, which is the house of communication, which is the second house. And Gemini energy too is air energy. That makes it even more clear that this person, you are heavily on this person's mind. I would even say, like, it's not just late night. It's kind of maybe the energy that they are encompassing, but the details come through at night where they are specific, okay? Now, Gemini energy is an indicator, again, that there might be some swift communication coming through. But this could also be where the challenges are going to come up. So use discernment if there is communication or if you are currently communicating. Because again, the person's intention that you're thinking about might still be in their ego. You know, this is the house of self. Someone that has to figure their own stuff out. Okay? They have to put in their own, they have to put in their work. You know, if they're looking at you as the phoenix, someone that's transformed, that rose from the ashes, that's good on your own, then I feel like they're also looking at themselves like, gosh, am I even up to that level as group one? So I feel like there's a lot of self development that still needs to be had with this person, but also I think with it coming, you know, with justice, I feel like there's some sort of awareness of how their self affects others. It's like what their energy is. Yeah, like cause and effect. Like what did they do energetically speaking, or what they did not do that led to this? And I think maybe they're thinking, was I selfish? Was I not looking at the big picture? So that's what I'm getting with the Astro. All right, so we're going to start with, what are we going to start with? The place. I love this deck. So their late night thoughts. Where are they in their mind, Spirit? What are they thinking about? What place? What place in their mind? Any indicators? Anything else? Anything else we could see? Let's give it one more shuffle. Okay. All right, Spirit, what do we need to see with the place? What place? So that was 2. Yeah. So what are they? Farm. Forest cabin. Ooh. Isolation. Okay. Sorry, I almost dropped the cards. Bench. Gosh. Let's get one more in bottom of the deck energy. Church. Forest. Guys, this feels very like a huge energy, a big indicator that their late night thoughts, like they are in their ego in a way, because I feel like they are like in this tunnel. Like I'm imagining this tunnel and they're going at fast speed. All of these thoughts are like coming through in their moments of being without people. Church could also indicate that they are trying to seek guidance from God or the universe or, you know, spirits or their, you know, whomever. They might literally be going to church. But I feel as though this is also a beautiful sign that, you know, again, regardless of where you and this person are, that this person is coming to terms with their own development. And that could mean that they have to go through this alone. So I feel like the action isn't gonna be, you know, Knight of Pentacles too, guys. It's like someone that isn't making a move. You know, they could not feel ready. They may feel like they really got to figure things out first with the 3 of Pentacles. But before they do, I mean, they got a lot of thinking to go through. And I feel like it's a little excessive. We saw the Devil. I also feel like they might be really going through some sort of karmic something in their life. It's like retribution is coming through. Like they might be going through a lot of tower moments in their physical 3D that might not have anything to do with you. So this could be all encompassing. But yeah, that's the imagery I'm getting. Now, bench, forest. We got forest twice, dude. Okay? And excuse me. And the farm. Okay? So you literally, I mean, I'm in a very urban setting. So this person might not be, but if you guys, or if this person is in a urban setting, this means that this person is isolating, maybe even in their real life. Like they really could be staying off social media unless they're snooping on your face. They could be, not really making dates with their friends, their family. They could be keeping to themselves. So that could be kind of where they're at right now. And the new bottom of the deck energy is living room. So again, it just feels as though they're kind of on their own. They may work from home as well, and if that's the case, that could account for why they're excessively have you on their mind. But again, guys, like here's what I'm starting to learn. If someone is excessively thinking, but they're not doing anything, then what does that matter for you? If you are the phoenix, fly and shine bright. Because again, knowing that this person is excessively thinking about you can't be good enough. You want to see aligned action if this is the person you take seriously. But this could also be, the phase of where you are at, especially if this is fresh. So let's see what else, their late night thoughts. Any confirmation, synchronicities, or any additional details, Spirit? What do we need to see? Thank you so much for coming here today for the collective energy. Okay, let me grab that. Fall on the ground. Unfinished business. That's what we are saying. Okay, so unfinished business. Now, you might think it's done. As a matter of fact, they might view you as, gosh, pile one is walking away. Like, this is done. But for them, it's not. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. Okay, they're not releasing this. So silence, kind of going with what the energy that we're already talking about. Roll the dice at the new bottom of the deck, which reminds me of the Fool. And even with this imagery of risk, taking a chance, leap of faith. Dude, if you're at the casino, if you're gambling on a sports bet or something, you could lose all your money. So they understand that. That could be why they're hesitating as well. I feel like they are trying to heal some of these shadows with the justice coming through. Now, a mirror could be, I'm starting to look at this as my twin card, but whether you're twins or not, or, I'm not picking up too much, or this could be a karmic, this could be any type of connection, really. But I feel as though the mirror is representing, like, they're starting to see your perspective. Like, they're starting to understand your perspective in the connection and with what they did. Like, how their actions, non-actions, words, non-words affected you and this connection. And I feel like that's what they're looking at. They're looking at the mirror. Also, this person is looking at the rear view. So this person is definitely reflecting on the past mistakes, the past. Now, Apple, it feels abundant, okay? But it's also giving a little bit of that healing. The words that are on this says wisdom, death, sexuality, and joy. And I feel as though the apple is like, I'm thinking of Adam and Eve, like Eve bit into the apple. So look at how beautiful this apple is. And it's almost as though they know you're not going to be like dumb enough. Like you're not going to lack wisdom by biting into their apple again. Like they know they have to come in different. Okay, is what I'm getting with this. So where do we want to go? I want to do Winterseer. Yeah, the animals. And then we're going to head into your final messages. So with the animal, Winterseer, any messages or the animal energy spirit of this person right now, currently. And gosh, guys, if this was a difficult ending, I get it. But for some reason, I feel like you're good. But again, that could also be this person's perspective. So I'm not really sure where you are at with this. But for this person is thinking that you're gone. Like your energy is no longer available. you are not going to make the same mistake twice. You're too wise for that. And I feel as though it's like for them, it feels like a wish that is feeling left unfulfilled, which is why this feels like unfinished business for them. All right, so what animal spirit? What do we need to see? I want to get 3. We got cat. Detachment. Ooh. That could go both ways. They could be detaching from their own 3D life, like we talked about, domesticating, hibernating like cats in their living room. But they could also view you as someone that is also detached at this point. We got the hare, and it says rebirth, which is the rabbit. Feeling like fertility, possibility, the rebirth. So they do have hope, guys. And then we got magpie, duality. Ooh. I'm getting like magpie in the face. I feel like they are expecting a pie in their face if they come in. But look at this bird on a skull. It's also giving that like death energy, the idea of that this person is, look at that. This person is, again, reflecting on the end and how painful it is for them now, even if they weren't feeling this pain before. Also feeling with duality, it is reminding me of the twin. Or just being stuck in 3D. You know, 3D, our reality, guys, is made up of it's a dualistic society we live in. Okay? Good, bad. Yin yang. Like, I could keep going. But when you're conscious, the duality is no longer existing. Everything is neutral. And that's enlightenment. So I feel as though this person is still kind of looking at things in a black and white type of energy with this ending. However, I do feel as though they're going to get out of it sooner rather than later. Because for them, there is that spark still. There is a spark. Even with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, I feel as though they do have it in them to move forward, but they're just not aligned yet. We're also getting swan and beauty. Now that could be their perspective about you. How graceful. You might have been showed a lot of grace. They might be hoping for grace, you know, like we'll pile 1. You know, allow me to say whatever it is I need to say. Are they going to bite my head off, or are they going to show me grace? So that could be something that is ruminating in their mind as well. And I'm also getting with the cat, the feral cat. Like, I feel as though they might feel domestic. Like, I feel like roles have reversed maybe for you guys. And now they're looking at you like, are you the feral cat? Are you on your own? Did you leave? What are you doing, pile 1? Like, they might be thinking about that too. Like, your detachment. Like, where is this leading pile 1 if they are now in the, you know, open world? Mooney is walking through. Hi, Mooney. Moon is one of my cats. As we're talking about cats. How ironic. I love you, Moon. Okay, so let's get your final messages, guys. And this has been a pretty straightforward reading. Their late night thoughts about you. I don't think that they are fantasizing. It doesn't feel that way. It's just, they just have a lot to shift through with this ending. I feel like it was the catalyst for these type of thoughts. They may have a lot of things unsaid too, like with the Gemini energy coming through the 3rd house of communication. Like, they really might be focusing on what to say, how to say it, when to say it, you know? So that could be a lot that but again, they are focusing on how they are going to look to you as opposed to shifting their mindset on authentically coming in regardless of outcome. So, but that's their problem, guys. You know, that's why they're in their head. All right, so clarifying life situations, I feel like was a good oracle to end our reading with, because we might get messages for this person, for you, maybe advice, hopefully advice. So Spirit, what do we need to see? Any other messages, late night thoughts, or any advice for group 1? I don't want too many. Almost there. Persist with faith, for you are on the brink of a breakthrough. Your efforts are about to bear fruit. This feels like it's for this person. There's going to be a breakthrough, I'm getting. And that's a good sign. Again, if this is someone that you... But the funny thing is, you might not even want to hear from this person. And the irony is, that is when they are getting all these epiphanies. And it's going to be up to you. New bottom of the deck is fresh ideas, but I just couldn't help but look at the target, the bullseye. Like, they have their mind set. They cannot shy away from it. We have be here now. Harbor of peace. Gosh, this is for you now. Fully immersed. Guys, you might be that phoenix. They might have it right. It might be even better than that. You might have embraced the current circumstances with this person. Like, you might just be in acceptance mode, where it's like, you know what? This is how this person is, and there's just no fighting it, forcing it. So I'm just going to accept that this is not meant to be. And that could be where you are. But you could still have hope too. I don't know. But I feel as though you are focusing more on your own peace, being present. And if you're not, Spirit is coming in to say that is what your advice is. To focus on being conscious, to allow things to unravel or unfold, I should say. Because I feel like things have already unraveled between the both of you. So now the question is there going to be a rebirth into something different? Or is it going to be the same thing over and over again, right? So if you fully immerse yourself with consciousness or staying present and not hyper-focusing on this person, regardless of what they're doing, which is hyper-focusing, I feel as though you're going to come more into a space where your intuition is really going to kick in, guys. You know, if this person communicates with you, don't ignore that initial reaction. You might not even want to read the message. You know, you might need time. Give yourself time. But how will you know until you get into that peace, that state? Because if you're still feeling like wild emotions or anger or resentment or just annoyance, then if this person does come in, that's the mirrored effect too. You know, like they're going to be stuck in their energy. You're still in your energy. So what does that mean? There's no rebirth, right? It's going to be the same cycle again. So something to be aware of. It starts with your energy. You get to break the cycle, whether it's moving on without this person or allowing this person to show you what it looks like with their mask off. So that's where we're gonna leave your reading, guys. I hope this made sense and gave you some insights, clarity. Let me know. Send a like, subscribe if you haven't. If you haven't, that's okay too. But hopefully I'll see you again. Bye, guys. Hey guys, and welcome to your reading today. If you chose the Tiger Eye Crystal or the Every Little Thing You Do Is Magic tarot deck, then you're at the right place, group 2. And I'm really happy for you to be here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. There should be messages for you. So let's see. We're talking about this person you are currently thinking about, their late night thoughts, which I feel is the perfect time to get someone's specific thoughts, you know, because usually, you know, especially if someone is really busy throughout their day, they may not even be able to consciously think until later on when they're unwinding, so to speak. So let's see what comes through, if this person is even thinking about you, to what extent, what else could be on their mind. We're going to see all the details that Spirit could provide for us. Thank you, Spirit, for coming through as always, as we tap into the energy of this person that Group 2 is thinking about? Do they play video games? I'm getting that image. All right, let's see. Their late night thoughts of you. What are they thinking about? So we have the Four of Wands in the reverse coming through as our first card. What is that about? We got another Four of Pentacles, upright. We're going to get all of our cards and start talking about it. So let's keep going. What else, Spirit? Three of Pentacles coming up. Okay. The Star. Card number 17. This is Aquarius energy, which is an air sign. Also our first major arcana. So this person might be healing something. The Magician in the reverse. Okay. And this is card number 1. Also a major arcana. And the Magician is Virgo energy. How do I want to do this? All right, let's do this. I don't want to forget that it's Four of Wands, but I mean, I don't want you to forget either. So I want to make sure that you guys could see it. Okay, so let's see what our clarifiers are. What do we need to see, Spirit, with the Four of Wands in the reverse? What is that about? The Hierophant in reverse. Dude, and this is card number 5, Taurus energy. So now we're getting 1, 2, 3. We have 3 major arcana. Now we have 4, the Hermit in the reverse, coming through with 4 of Pentacles. And the Four of Wands, I always feel like it's such a strong card. It's such a strong energy of union that I always think of it as a major arcana, but it's not. Either way, let's keep going. 3 of Pentacles, Spirit. What do we need to see this person thinking about? Justice. Gosh, this is coming through in the collective. We have Justice and 3 of Pentacles. Okay. It's a good sign it's coming upright too, because I feel like this is drawing them into a more conscious state of awareness when it comes to you and this connection, and themselves actually. The 5 of Swords, and it's coming through with the Star. Now that gives us a little bit more information about what they might be healing. Nine of Wands. Oh my God. Now it's so funny because 9 of Wands fell in the same position as group 1. And we also have a few. Let's see if it's similar energy or not, because you just never know. All right. 2 of Pentacles coming in reverse at the bottom of the deck, guys. So a lot of reversals. We got 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. 8. What is this? Elder of Pentacles. Elder, I believe, is the king in the reverse. We got the 3 of Wands, 4 of Cups in reverse, and then 8 of Wands after that. This person is really trying to think logically right now of how they would even move in your direction, guys, if they were to. I feel like they do want to bring justice in some way. Let's start over here. I don't even know if this was an ending. It could be someone that just never really offered you anything like solid. There was never a union. I feel as though this was the coulda, woulda, shoulda, where this energy feels as though it keeps getting close, but to no avail. This could be a runner chaser type of situation, for example. If that doesn't resonate, then this feels more so where you and this person, you may have recognized that this person is not really offering you something in a solid, consistent, committed way. And that could be where, was there an ending or not? I don't know. I'm not getting that. But it could be that you and this person aren't speaking, though. There's, it hasn't really ended. You're in the phase where it hasn't ended, but there's still some sort of distance or separation or something like that. Regardless, this has never been solidified into a relationship or a union of some kind. And I wonder if it's a lot because of this person just really healing a lot of their inner emotions. I feel that they're seeking they're seeking justice in a logical way, but they're not really moving with their intuition, their gut. They're not really leaning into their heart space. So a lot of this is coming through as ungrounded energy, that this person is trying to figure themselves out. Okay? With Two of Pentacles in the reverse coming in at the bottom, and just the presence of the cards that are in a reverse, feels as though this person feels an imbalance when it comes to a relationship or a connection, specifically with you or in general. I feel as though this person isn't really... Okay, so we're talking, let me focus, because we're talking about their late night thoughts of you. Are they even thinking about you? Not majorly. I will say that. They are thinking about you, and we're going to talk about that in a moment, but I feel like they're focused on other things. They could be distracting themselves. You know, we got the Hermit in reverse. The impression I'm getting, especially with the Four of Pentacles, is they're keeping things very close to their chest, to the point where they might even be in their own self-denial. They don't want to face a lot of this stuff, but they're forcing themselves to. But when they don't want to think about it, they're going to not think about it. Like, again, they're coming in a logical space. Now, we did get Pisces energy, which is heart chakra, or cups energy, right? And water, I should say. Gosh, I'm like going through all of it, but water energy, which is emotions, and it's coming through in the reverse. So I feel like that's kind of what they are shutting down. They're shutting down them even wanting to feel. Where else did I get Pisces energy? I thought I had it. Well, Justice is Libra energy, which is air. The Hermit is Virgo. The Magician is Virgo. So we got a lot of ungrounded energy. I thought I sensed Pisces more than once, but maybe not. But it does, regardless, Pisces or not, regardless, it does feel as though this person is kind of denying their self with thinking about this in a logical... Well, they are thinking logically, but the point is they're not really leaning into... You know, the Hermit, for example, okay, here's my point, because apparently I'm having a hard time explaining this. But it's like someone that is in a dark, you know, it could be a mindset, it could be a dark time in their life, it could be where they're lacking clarity on the matter. And it's like the Hermit, you always see them holding like a little lantern, trying to seek clarity, trying to seek truths, trying to reflect. And the Hermit is someone that is isolated, that is kind of staying away, but doing it in a healthy way, right? Because they want to seek the light at the end of the tunnel. And if they stick with the right path, if they continue the journey, they're going to get there. With the Hermit coming in reverse, the impression I'm getting for this energy is this person is denying themselves that type of reflection. Like I said, like I feel as though they are leaning more into their mind. And they could be the type of person like, I don't want to keep thinking about this. You know, I want to be present. But for this person, being present means not really reflecting on things they should be reflecting on, perhaps. So are you on their mind excessively? I'm not getting that. But when you are on their mind, they are strategizing. I mean, we got the Three of Pentacles, we got Justice. Something went wrong. Something is off in this connection, which kept this connection from grounding itself into the 3D. I feel like, though, it's like that person that you just never could figure it out. You know, like, but you keep trying. I feel as though this might be at a standstill. You know, we're looking at a beehive. Bumblebees might be something to you, like the honey pot. But where's the honey, right? All we're looking at is a beehive, which could be very intimidating. So for some people that don't work with bees or don't understand the value of bees, or they might be allergic to bees, right? But I love bumblebees, by the way. That's my crew, my best friends that I grew up with. We love bumblebees. But anywho, the point is, Three of Pentacles is the energy of someone, could be calculating, could be someone that wants to work together with you. But I'm also getting strategy, right? Like, how are we going to get the honey? I do feel like there is a little layer, gosh, it's very hard to see. So I'm zooming in, of the hive being pulled back where the honeycomb is there. So it's almost as though this person, little at a time, is trying to figure out how to bring justice in. And I think what they're starting to realize is it's up to them and their healing. Sometimes a lot of times I will get the energy of wish fulfillment, which could also be the case. But this person does feel as though they're going through it. They're going through something. Whether the dark night of the soul is more used as a spiritual term when someone is having a ego death. And you could have multiple ego deaths, trust. Trust me. And each time you have an ego death, you upgrade. Like, that's just what it is. If you are, awakening. But not everyone is awakening. Let's be real. Okay, this person I don't think is going through an awakening. I'm not getting that energy, but they still are trying to be conscious. They are still trying to be present. They're still not trying not to be swept away by ego, i.e. their thoughts. So when they are using their brain, they want to use it in a way that's going to be useful, resourceful. And when they are not in the state of mind for thinking strategically about this connection, then they're going to focus more on their healing. We're getting two eyes. Now, this could feel like a little, I'm getting crown chakra for some reason, but obviously the third eye, like, it's the feeling of they need to take a step in their own healing process to even get close to this. Like, they are very far from, if you're looking at this person and wanting commitment, for example, or wanting stability, this person is, having a lot of difficulties in that energy. And that could be something that they're, and again, it could be, not again. I say that a lot. Again, my bad. But the Magician in reverse, they don't have all the resources right now because they're not really leaning into the emotions. And unfortunately, when you want to heal a shadow, you gotta feel the emotions. You gotta transmute those emotions. But if you're distracting yourself, for example, like video games, I got a huge imagery of this person doing something to distract themselves. It could be on their computer. It could be video games, like I said, but I'm just seeing them in the dark with bright lights in their face. They could be on their laptop. Whatever it is that they are doing, whether it's work or whatever, they're doing that consciously so they don't think about this. And they think that this is part of their own healing. But it's like what this person isn't realizing is they're being too complacent. Healing takes strength. And I feel as though, this person is not strong yet to understand that they have to go through the tornado as opposed to running away, because again, they're never going to get to a point where they're ready then. So I always think of the Magician as the ultimate manifester, like the person that just has the alignment with everything in their life. Earth. We got earth, we got water, we got air, and we got fire. And all of it is working in a way that makes someone able to take action. That's one, there's a lot to say about the Magician, but that's the focus for this reading, because in the reverse, it's one of this, and I'm thinking it's the cups energy, the water energy. might even be the fire energy. Like, I feel like they're kind of low energy in general, where they just want to hermit, yes, but not in a way that's producing any positive outcome for them. Like, it's like they're stuck and they think that they need to use logic to get out of being unstuck, but again, it's really what it is this person is lacking in a specific departments. And again, that could, I'm picking up obviously on them not ready to be vulnerable, even with themselves, guys. Like, this person is the type of person that never, I mean, I'm not getting any past history that's affecting this person's beliefs. So this could be a type of person, but it might not fit for all of the people that you're thinking about, or the person you're thinking about, group 2. But it's like the energy of someone that's just never ready for commitment. You know, surface level connections, for example, or short connections. And even if something is long lived history, maybe you and this person have history, it's never really grounding itself into a commitment. So, like, this is where this person's experience is. And if that's the case, they don't even know where to begin. Okay? And everything always feels difficult for them and challenging, because I don't feel like this person is even ready to face these challenges in a way, but again, their intentions are to bring justice, to make things better. But guys, you might be really frustrated. Like, this feels like frustration on your part. But again, I could be off. Because we are talking about this person's thoughts, but I could see you being frustrated. I could feel your, building resentment. And the thing about resentment too is you don't even know it's there until it smacks you in the face, right? Like, it's just little things, and you might have been the person that ignored things or let things ride, or let things go to perpetuate some sort of cycle. But at this point, it feels like this is something went too far, maybe. Okay, but this person, their healing journey, dude, like, they have a long road to go, guys. They're lacking that awareness. But the star is here, right? The star is here. There's hope for this person. So let's see. Let's move on to, we're going to start with the Astro. I want to look at the Oracle. What more details? Maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking with this person's journey. And I don't mean to say bad, right? Because everyone's journey is beautiful in its own right, its own way. And some people don't get to, by the end of life, they might still be stuck in a really beginner journey stage. They might not even be aware of it. How religious you are or not, if you are disconnected from spirit, like, that is going to show up in your 3D. So let's move on. I want to see what they are focused on. What are they focused on? Is it you? Is it self? Is it business? Because I don't feel they're focused on you. I'm going to be honest. Like I said, they're a little wrapped up in their own mind, even though they think they're not. You know what I mean? All right, so let's see. Okay, so what is this? I chose white. Is that, 7. Guys, it was like an optical illusion. All right, so 7 is Libra energy, which is the house of partnership, relationships. It could mean any type of relationship, not necessarily romantic, but for this to show up in your reading, this does feel as though this is where the water energy is. And now, funny enough, we're getting Leo energy, and that's the fire. Leo energy is the house of pleasure. This is what they need to work on, guys. They are just, I feel like they're stifling their passion. And maybe it bit them in the past, right? Like, if they just moved in the direction towards someone in their experience, just leading with passion, maybe that's why they're so gung-ho of being logical with you. So that could be something that they have to balance because, again, passion is not a bad thing, right? And then we got it with partnerships. Now, again, if that could also be something that they are either avoiding focusing on, something that spirit is saying, this is something they should be focused on. But this could be what the shadows are that are brewing, that they might be, but I feel like with this, the trajectory of the reading could imply that they are starting to lean into these uncomfortable emotions, but then I feel like they put a kibosh on it and then they do something to distract themselves. And then the cycle starts again. They think about it, they're using their logic, they're planning something. And hopefully we could see what, if there is going to be any action, or like how are they planning to bring justice? Or is it just their perspective? But I feel like with the Three of Pentacles, it is implying that they're strategizing. So I feel like, but what are they going to do? And are they waiting to be ready? So to go back to that cycle, they're thinking about it, they're strategizing, then they start feeling emotions, then it scares them, then they stop. And they take a break and they do something else. And then the cycle starts again when you come across, when you are on their mind. And then you see what I mean? So that's their own cycle that they are trapped in when it comes to you. If they're able to break this cycle, we're going to find out. And I feel as though they could have issues in other partnerships as well. Like this could be the type of person that could feel a lot of conflict with the Five of Swords kind of being with the Star as well. Like how they view the world. Like some people view the world in such a, and maybe for good reason, maybe they've had really troubled childhood, maybe they have a lot of trauma that started early. But the irony is but maybe not too. Because the irony is when you do go through trauma, that usually forces you into an awakening. And that could come in any type of form. A death of a parent, a death of a child. Gosh, it hurts my heart just saying that out loud. Like that could force someone into a spiritual awakening. A twin flame, that will force you into a spiritual awakening. And all of that is to say there's trauma. There's things that are not easy, right? So is this person going through a spiritual awakening? Maybe, but I'm not getting that energy. But I still feel as though they might play the victim more often than not, maybe. And maybe some of the things they've dealt with are not as bad as they think. Or perhaps they haven't learned the lesson when they should have. And now it's kind of coming tenfold. And it's feeling very challenging. So I want to move on to the place oracle. Where is their mind? What place? When they are thinking, where are they at, Spirit? What do we need to see? I think this is such a cool deck for a reading like this. Like, what are they thinking about late at night? What is their mind space? Where are they? Oh my God, I know I shuffled. We got a few, you might have some messages in group 1, guys. That's all I'm going to say. So if you were looking at group 1, the beautiful feather, you might have messages. Or my bet is some of you might be coming from group 1. But if that's not the case, and again, it might not be the exact, but there might be a few messages. So let's move on. Because now that I'm looking at it, we got church, we got forest cabin, scorching lands, dude, tavern, forest, and bottom of the deck, crossroads. Okay, I love this deck. New bottom is workspace. So energetically, this person is, focusing on work, focusing on the Four of Pentacles, could be focusing on finances. That could be something that they feel they're not ready for either. With the Hierophant and the Four of Wands in the reverse, that could imply this person isn't ready to settle down because financially or career-wise, they might be working on things. So that could be part of it. We also got the forest cabin, church. Now that's kind of reminding me of group 1. But the feeling of isolation, being on their own, even church, it's like you know, what am I getting with the church for this reading? This person, you know, especially with the star, and I can't stop looking at that eye, and it's like a human eye. Okay, so with this eye, it's like maybe they are starting to, in their own way, like connect with spirit, but again, they might be praying, they might be religious, but religion doesn't equate to spiritualism. I mean, it often does. I grew up going to church. My dad forced us. He forced us every Sunday. I was raised Catholic, but my mom was a different religion. So I also experienced going to the temple. So, and just so spiritualism started because of my religion, right? So that could lead you into just understanding how God works. So maybe they are religious and maybe they're trying to pray and maybe they're trying to connect, okay? But it's not easy. You know, it's not easy for them when it comes to other people or when it comes to, you know, relationships, I think. That could be what they're, you know, praying about. And obviously you're part of that. So tavern, this person could be distracting themselves with or partaking in, you know, the greens, flour. If you get it, you get it. They could also be drinking. They could be, you know, trying to make themselves, even their brain, dull their brain, right? Because if they're trying to be logical and then now all of a sudden it's excess thoughts that they're like, nope, I cannot go there. It's too much. This is brewing up some uncomfortable conflict within. So they might try to dull. And again, when you're drinking a lot heavily, for example, and it might not be, they could be overeating. Whatever they're doing to not lean into the emotion. It's as though it's just keeping them more in isolation. It's kind of like a cycle this person is in right now, guys. Especially with scorching lands. Like that could feel, obviously I'm getting the devil energy, but I'm also getting shadows. I'm getting death card. Like it's feeling like, you know, hot coals, when someone is walking on hot coals and they got to be like, oh, ooh, 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 to get to the end. If you guys know what I mean. That's the image I'm getting. Like this person just wants to get to the end. But for this person, they got a long way to go and they feel like they keep getting burned at the souls. So again, to go back to the victim energy, the victim mentality, and I think all of us go through a phase like that. I feel like that's part of the process. I remember when I broke up with my long-term karmic relationship. Gosh, did I play the victim? Like, woe unto... And yeah, I had a right to play the victim. I was not so... You know, I forgave that person, so please don't judge this person. And I wish them the best, honestly. But there was betrayal. There was lack of trust. There was inconsistency. I mean, it was the karmic relationship that I needed. But playing the victim kept me from truly, genuinely being authentic with and leaning into a new connection with someone. So that's kind of been where I had to kind of figure out, like, I need to move on. I was a part of that connection too. I did things and allowed things to happen. I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to allow that behavior. I could have put an end to it a long time ago. Like, yeah, I can't play the victim, right? So this person hopefully will come to that crossroads, and they might be currently there, like where, you know, it's time for them to think differently. And I think with justice coming through, it feels like a good sign that they might see things differently, but they're still not ready, you know. So let's see. Truth Oracle. What else do we need to see? Their late night thoughts. Dude, what a connection. apple came through in group 1. Empty room, yeah. Empty mind, right? Like they're trying to empty out their mind. Trash, dude. Clown. Insane clown posse? Is that the group? I never listened to that genre. Insane posse clown. I don't know. Sorry if that is your a band that you like. I think it's all right. Either way, that came up for some reason. Okay, drinks again with the drinks, the trash. So I'm getting that a strong message, guys. You know, this person again could be hitting the Mary Jane. They could be partaking in things that are really helping them avoid what they need to heal. And they might think it's helping. You know, again, I get that too. You know, I get it. Who doesn't need a glass of wine maybe or something once in a while to relax? And I feel like that's kind of where it starts with this person, but then it gets to the point where it's feeling yucky. Like they go overboard maybe. I'm also getting like hangovers, sleepless nights. If they are going to the tavern, if they are going to the bar, it's ending like this, right? Where like they might be forgetting what they even did, what they experienced. Not to say that they are having like meaningless connections, because I'm not getting that, but it's more so a state of mind or an energy of them just trying to not think unless they are ready to think. Okay. Pet, I'm wondering, did I mean to do that? Drinks. I don't know. And look at commitment. This is why it's like spirit is, I love you, spirit. This is why I had this moment so that we could look at commitment. Okay. And look at how the red, right? It's like red flag, run away. Oh my God. Run away right after that. Gosh, this person, guys, this person needs to figure it out. They just are not feeling confident. And unfortunately, it's like they're clowning around. They're not taking it seriously, but they could be in a phase where they are shifting that. Now, the pet energy, they could be seeking comfort as well. They may have an animal. They may, gosh, we're getting apple and pet, teacher's pet. Someone could be a teacher or someone could work with animals. But I'm getting the feeling too with apple is health, healing. You know, the phrase apple a day keeps the doctor away, where this person really is trying to do all the things to make themselves healthy, but they're just not focusing on the right stuff yet. Maybe they just have a lot of stuff to focus on. But again, they're distracting themselves with trashy things too. So we'll see if there's any other meaning, but it's a cat looking at the sunrise. Could be the sunset. Again, this reminds me of this person being alone a lot. In their bedroom, we're getting 2 images of trash and empty room. Looks like a bedroom. Clowning around. It says revenge, laugh at, camouflage, performance. It's like that might be the energy too. Is that Joaquin? Dude, is that Joaquin Phoenix? Did they take an image from the Joker? Either way, that could be where this person feels they are, like the dark clown, the Joker, you know, where they're hiding truly what's going on inside and they're not leaning into it anymore, or at least not right now. Okay, let's move on. Let's get the animals. So this is Winterseer, and I want to see any messages, Spirit, or any other late night thoughts. And then we're going to hit up your final messages. So let's see. Ooh. Okay. Hair that came out in group 1. See, this is how I know. I feel like that doesn't always happen, but I feel like there's, again, messages. The horse, travel. Travel might be in your future, this person's future. They might travel for work, I'm getting, for some of them. that's an easy way for them to kind of stop focusing on you, because they're physically moving, you know, whether it's they have to be on an airplane or whatever. So that could be for some of them. And octopus, strategy, to go back to Three of Pentacles. Wisdom, too. Octopuses are so wise. You know, there's a documentary. I've never seen the documentary yet because I don't want to cry. Even if it's a happy documentary, like something about animals, and I just have such a deep connection to animals. I feel like that old school show, Beastmaster, like I really feel like a Beastmaster. Maybe not, you know, but the point is, the irony is I don't even know half of these animals sometimes. Those of you that know, you know what I'm talking about, but that could just be my memory. But I just, you know, either way, the octopus, wisdom, and it says strategy. And I feel as though it's also giving like the Eight of Pentacles, like where are they putting their energy? What work are they putting into? Because the work that they need to put into with their relationships, especially romantic relationship, this person is like ignoring, right? So again, I feel as though there's strategy, but is there wisdom? And I believe so. You know, this person is coming through with logic, coming through in a logical way, but where this person lacks wisdom is the strength to really unmask themselves, to really own up to and be aware of self. Gosh, that's a journey though, guys. That is a journey. But again, timeline looks different for everyone. So we got horse, we got hare, and we got otter, joy, rebirth, and travel. I'm curious if this person is just trying to seek joy and comfort. They might want a rebirth. Hare is also giving like, gosh, I can't say it on the channel. There's a phrase, blank like bunnies, you know. It's just giving fertileness. It's giving passion with the hare. But it says rebirth, right? So does this person need to be, they need a spark. It's like they need to come alive again. And that could be something that they are trying to slowly build within, through distraction, through little moments that bring joy to them. So are they excessively thinking about you? No. But when they do, they are strategizing. We're not picking up on what are they strategizing, right? That might be a reading for a different day, because they're not focused on this strategy. It's just the thoughts that cross their mind when they think about it. Okay? Travel and horse could represent movement. The detail that we're missing as far as this person's movement. But doesn't it kind of like, and immediately I felt like a unicorn, but now I'm getting a little bit like wild horse energy. Like this person is hard to tame and could be the type of person that moves on a lot, like easily. I'm just getting a lot from this energy, the travel horse card. We are entering into the year of the horse as well. So for time frame, like that could mean something. Time sensitive though. All right. So let's get your final messages, guys. Let's see. Is there any other detail, Spirit, with their late night thoughts, or do we have any advice, or both? What do we need to see for group 2? Let's give it some really good shuffles. And I always mean to shuffle before my next reading, but I always want to take a break and meditate, and then and when I'm ready, I just restart, you know? So, but that is a goal. But again, I move with alignment, so it is what it is. All right, so clarifying life situation. Okay, what's coming out? Desert of isolation. That's what it feels. This person is like not even taking a moment to pause to drink a sip of water. You know, like the Hermit in reverse And then with the desert of isolation, it's this person traveling, you know, horse too, like traveling, but it's just like a vast land. Do they have a direct path? That's the problem. The wild energy, the wild horse energy. It's like, where are they going to land? Strategy and wisdom is coming through with the octopus. But is this person in that energy, or is this what this person thinks they are in that energy? So let's see what else, Spirit. Any other late night thoughts or even advice? Peaks reached. Ooh, that feels a little bit like passion. But look at the trajectory, right? Like this person is in the aftermath of this passion, this spark. It's like the moment when things calm down. Peaks are reached. And once you get to the top, there's no more movement, right? You're just standing still. But with the amount of the way the card came out, it's the feeling of, to go back to the energy of the passion that I felt, it's like the aftermath. They might, okay, another message, Spirit, especially with your last messages. So they might, you know, the passion. We did get the Leo, the house of pleasure. They could be pleasuring themselves at night. Quick. And once they reach their peak, they're not going to think about it anymore. So that could be a message as well, guys. If you stayed this long, that's a message for you. Embrace potential. And that's interesting. I'm not sure if I like that message. Crystal of clarity. Okay. What a beautiful, is this a citrine? Yes. I gave a crystal, a tower to my nephew. He was obsessed with it. And it was my favorite citrine. I don't even think oopsie, I don't even think I ever introduced it to the channel because I gave it to him. It was meant to be for him. All right, moving on though. Crystal of clarity. The feeling of clarity, the feeling of, you know, are you in clarity? Do you know? Do you see this person and where they are at? Group 2, which could feel like a little tough love. Like sometimes when you are just so focused on the potential of someone and embracing the potential of someone, you lose sight of what really is happening in the 3D. How are they acting? What are they saying? What are they doing? What are they not doing? That's what you need to kind of pick up on. Because if the potential of someone could trap you in illusions, fantasies over what you think that person could be or be like, but the reality is not showing up. So that could be the clarity that you're starting to see with this person. Whether you and this person end up together or not, I'm not sure. This could be the time where you decide, I need to move on from this. This person is not, especially if that is what you're looking for, this person is not offering me something substantial. It's like a desert. There's no water. There's no emotion. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys, this is where we're going to leave this reading. I hope this made sense. I hope you're okay, too. I'm not sure where your energy is with this person. I'm feeling like it's more of a karmic connection, but I don't want to label anything for you. It's really what you think this connection is, and again, this is a general reading, so it might feel or look differently for all of you, but the message is this person is going through some sort of healing, and they are having trouble with it, but they're going to get there, hopefully. Are you going to wait around? That's up to you, okay? That being said, now we're officially going to end this. I love you. If you like this, send a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and hopefully I will see you again. Bye, guys. Hey, Group 3, and welcome to your reading today. If you chose this beautiful owl or the Midnight Magic Tarot deck, then You found the right reading. So let's move on, or I should say, let's get started. So we're talking about this person you are currently thinking about. We're trying to figure out, are they thinking about you? We're tapping into their late night thoughts today. Are they thinking about you, and to what extent? And if they're not thinking about you a whole lot, then what else? What are they thinking about? What's going on? So let's find out. And I feel like late night is like the perfect time when someone is able to think of other things besides like stuff throughout their day, perhaps. So let's tap into that energy. And thank you so much, Spirit, for being here today for the collective. For group three. All right, guys. You know what? I'm not sure if I cut the deck. Spirit is telling me to cut the deck one more time. Or for the first time. Not sure. All right, guys. Let's begin. Their late night thoughts of group three. What are they thinking about? Their late night thoughts of you, group three. What are they? Oh my God. 8 of Swords in the reverse. I saw this earlier when I was shuffling the deck and it kept showing up. And it also came out in the reverse every time I saw it. And I was like, did I capture it on film? I don't know. Because you typically shuffle the tarot. But 8 of Swords in the reverse. Okay, sorry, guys. I had a moment. So there's emphasis on that. All right, so we have 7 of Cups in the reverse. Seven of Swords. How do we want to take that, Spirit? It feels like it wants to be in reverse, but I'm going to double check. How do we... Okay, maybe upright. Let's see. No, reverse. Okay. Sorry, guys. And don't be scared of reversals. It's just a different way, a different perspective is called for. So we have the Queen of Swords also in the reverse. A lot of reverses are coming through for this person. 3 of Wands in the reverse. All right, let's get the clarifiers. Let's see. Okay, we got the 3 of Cups coming through with the 8 of Swords. And the funny thing enough is 2 of Swords. We're getting a lot of minor arcana. We have 1 court card. It is coming through in the reverse. No major arcana yet. We got 3s, 2 3s, 2 7s. This is interesting, Spirit. What does this mean? We got another Queen in the reverse. Queen of Wands. Another Queen. Okay, guys, I hate to say this. I'm not sure if I'm liking this energy right now, but again, no judgment on this person. They may have more than one person on their mind. 3 of Swords. Did you and this person end things? We got 4 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This person might not be thinking about you right now, guys. They are sitting in a little bit of heartbreak, but this feels more like pain right now. You know, like where they're not really feeling nostalgic. If you and this person ended things, if this has nothing to do with you, this person just broke up with someone. Hi, baby. That's Cloud. He has a soft meow. He's playing with his toy. So you might hear some jumping sounds. All right, so 3 of Swords, that's a big one. And with the 3 of Wands in the reverse, it's almost though, gosh, this is hard to say, but especially if you don't want to hear this. So again, if you are in a sensitive mood, or I should say for the first time, if you are in a sensitive mood, you might want to come back to this reading at a later time, especially if you... Because here's the thing, I feel like this person is blocking your energy right now. They are not focusing on you. I'm not even getting a feeling of missing. They are focused though on some sort of pain. And I'm starting to think, is it more of indifference? It's feeling like they're trying to be indifferent. With the 4 of Cups, at the bottom of the deck, they could also be focusing on themselves, the Nine of Cups with the Hanged Man, and trying to build their cup back up again. We got the Ace, and now we got the Star. Eight of Wands. Four of Wands, dude. Like the bottom of the deck energy for this person could be what they want for their future. You know, Four of Cups is indicating that this person is not grasping some opportunity, something they are ignoring, or it's feeling a little indifferent, but it's also feeling as though this person is consciously ignoring this. So yes, indifferent, but it's like I could hear this person saying, "Well, I don't care. I don't care. Who cares?" That type of phrase keeps popping up, and it almost feels as though this person is like in denial or of something, but they might be trying to think of a different perspective or a different outcome that might not be directed in envisioning it with you. Okay? So I want to talk about these three queens in reverse. That doesn't mean they're in a healthy connection. This could all be surface level. This could all be relationships or connections that they are also, ignoring. If this is only your energy, if this is only you, they know you're upset or mad or something like that, because we're getting a lot of reverse. I feel like they're surrounding themselves with energy that is like neediness, people that constantly validate their ego, maybe, someone that, like the Queen of Wands is feeling like, especially with the other queens, could be like that type of energy that they are comfortable with right now. It could be that they're dating, but again, their dating experiences aren't leading into anything special. It's feeling very short-lived, perhaps, or it ends in something that is negative, like a bad ending or a disappointing outcome, probably for the queen. Okay, whether they're male or female, the queens I'm getting as others. Now, to go back to and again, I'm going to be honest, guys, that feels like the majority. And I know for some of you may not see this person, but again, this doesn't feel like anything serious. It could be very, it could be just all of the people that are coming their way, but they could also be indifferent to those energies as well. This person is sitting in Four of Cups. Okay. No, so their late night thoughts are not of you, but what are they thinking about? Now, again, I wouldn't be surprised if you clicked off, and if you're done with this, I get it. Feel free to click off. But if you are curious, like what are they actually thinking about? They are, in fact, thinking about their own half-truths. I feel like they're not even being authentic with themselves. I feel like they're leading a lot of people on, and it's creating a lot of toxic energy in relationships and connections that they are kind of playing around with. It's like they're in that energy of just not showing up for others. And there's nothing wrong with that, but again, if they're misleading people or if they are playing with people's emotions, they may not see it as that, but it feels like they could start be thinking about that, like especially if it's multiple people that they've let down. And you could be included in this too, guys. Like you could be one of the queens. I don't know. Three queens. You can't ignore that. We also have Two of Swords, and the Seven of Cups could feel like options. In the reverse, it could feel like the options that, with the reversals of the Queen, like it's going nowhere. They may not be the best options, right? Like it may be cups that this person is like just, getting that external, validation, like I mentioned earlier. But really, that's all it is. It's just for their own ego, perhaps, or just for them to think that they're moving on. It's like a person that's not trying to heal. Like Three of Swords, they're staying in this energy of heartbreak and pain And maybe they're trying to move on and it's just not really helping. If anything, it's creating this person being more or wanting to go more into their shell. Two of Swords is also very stuck energy. With the Eight of Swords, it could feel like where this person is seeing what they're in. Like they could be very aware of it. Not all of them, but a lot of them could be very aware, like this is their pattern right now. And they know they're stuck in it. They know they have to kind of move toward a different direction. I feel as though these are all starting to feel like entanglements. If this person really isn't ready for a relationship or a connection with anyone, even though they have more than one person in their energy, it's kind of bogus. I feel like it's kind of bogus because really what they want is their own to fulfill themselves. And they may be lacking that current perspective, but I feel like that's where they're headed. They're going to get new perspective. They're going to get to the point, the breaking point, if you will, where they're done. They're done being in this energy. It's not feeling good. It's not really working out to their benefit. They're stuck in this heartbreak, this pain from you or from something else. So I think like they're gonna recognize this, and then hopefully they'll get out of that stuck energy. Now, where they are gonna head, I don't know. And I mean, I kind of do know they do want to head more so into focusing on themselves. They may take a break from people because I think they want to get to a place of filling their own cup. They know they're not ready to give a cup. They're complacent, but they have hope that eventually they're going to get there. Eventually they're going to feel fulfilled and they're going to want to offer someone something. Okay? Coconuts, communication, like how you speak. I don't know why I got that. Like maybe I'm thinking of like Donkey Kong. My one of my favorite old school video games, Donkey Kong. Shout out to people who have ever played Donkey Kong. I love Donkey Kong. Diddy Kong too. All right, so the star, Eight of Wands. I think once they feel good about themselves, once they get to a place where they are feeling healthy, they are feeling ready to release pain, I think that's when they're going to move forward in a romantic way with whomever. Whether that's you or not, I'm not sure. And again, that might not be with anyone specific. That could just be them leading in their heart space, in their own life. But they have to heal it first. Okay? Because right now I feel like they're trapped in a lot of relationships that are just not helping. So we're going to move on to the Astro, where this reading might be a little shorter than the others because I feel as though, well, number one, some of you are like, I'm out. But number two, I feel like this person is pretty set. But I want to see, I'm curious. I want to see, like, are they going to get past this and where are they going to go specifically? So let's start with the Astro. What is on their mind, spirit? What is their focus? Let's see. So Cancer energy is coming through. Now, Cancer is the fourth house. That's the house of home and family. That could be what they want. Safety, comfort. And what is this? 6. The house of health. So that's their focus, which we already talked about with the 9 of Cups and just the 4 of Cups energy. Like this person is ignoring opportunities, even though they might have dabbled in it, thinking that that was the route they needed to go. But no. It's like once you try to force yourself, like even me, guys, trust me, if you're going about it for the wrong reasons, like I'm just going to move on because I'm over that person, or I'm going to show them I'm going to have someone else. That type of energy, it's not good for you or for the people that you're moving on toward. You know what I mean? Like that's not fair to anyone. In my opinion. Like if you're gonna move on, and you should do it with good intentions, is my point. So I feel as though this person is recognizing like what are their intentions? Because if they are not ready to move on and that's what they're trying to do, it's there's a disconnect. I feel like this is something that they need to heal. They need to go through a healing and they just don't maybe know where to begin. I feel like they're stuck a little bit and you know the sixth house, that's Virgo energy. They may feel very ungrounded. They may feel like I said, they're focusing on this energy. And if their heart chakra is blocked, they're not seeing love in their everyday, the joy, the bliss, the simple joys of life, I think are being missed if this person is stuck in this energy right now. And if this is what was caused because of you and this person's connection, like if you and this person went through a breakup, this person, you might see them as trying to move on fast. You might see them as, you know, showing the world a side of them that's not really aligned with truly what they're going through. So don't get fooled, guys. If they're posting pictures of them partying, having all these options, which very well is the case, and that could be very triggering, especially for you if you really do or had feelings for this person. And gosh, I'm seeing lights. Sorry, I'm feeling like spirit is coming very strong in for you right now. I'm starting to see things in my vision and it's like, am I going crazy? Or am I just I don't know, guys. Sorry, that was random. But I feel as though you know, I want to move on, but again, like it's the feeling of they are avoiding really what they need to do. They need to heal. And that might be like starting with home, feeling safe, you know, connecting with their family, maybe. They might be like running away from all sorts of love, right? Like if someone is sitting in pain, like they could have some issues with everyone, you know? Or isolating. This person could be isolating at this point. You know, it's almost as though they have to go through this in order to come to the acceptance of where they actually really are. You know, like there's a disconnect. It's when something is misaligned, but then here's the thing too. Someone could go their whole life feeling misaligned and not even know it. It's called autopilot, living your life in, well, that's what I call it. Misalignment, where you're just not living consciously. And I feel as though this person might be in that phase. But let's see what else. What else? Because I feel like there could be hope for this person. Let's see. So we're gonna move on to the place oracle because I thought it would be an interesting deck, which clearly it is. Where they are, what space, what place is their mind during their late night thoughts of you? Let's see. Or late night thoughts. Let's see if there's any confirmations or anything different. Because I'm not really picking up the energy of them thinking about you. Court, was there a divorce? Are they going through something legal? A legal separation? That could be for some, but don't force it to fit. That might not be your message. All right, so that's countryside. Luxury boutique. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that card. Train. Hotel. Dude, I don't like it. Farm at the bottom of the deck. Amusement park after that. They're getting off the ride. They're not having fun. Look at how dark and scary that amusement park looks. I feel like it's their, but they could still be there, guys. Four of Cups is a strong energy. Minor Arcana. And that's what I noticed right at the gate. Like we're getting a lot of minor arcana, but we have 3 queens, court cards. But don't underestimate minor arcana. Like each card in tarot is meaningful and important and impactful. But I feel as though that this person is on a journey and they don't even know it. And I'm not sure if they have started it yet, but I feel like that's where they are going next. So how long it's going to take them, I don't know. I didn't like the hotel energy because I'm already getting like a lot of external parties. They could have had a lot. Now, this don't force this to fit. And if this hurts your soul, I'm sorry, but I don't know if this is a deep connection. I'm not getting that. So I feel like you could handle this message. But this could be a person that also has very surface physical level type of connections. Like they may have one night stands. They may meet in a hotel, but that might not fit for everyone. I'm also getting like a message of hospitality, the luxurious life. We're also getting luxury boutique. Is this person like being bedazzled by the material world? Or is that the energy that they're forcing themselves to be stuck in because they think that's the way, but it's not? They need to look internal. They need to kind of go off the beaten track, the beaten path. Get off the train. Take the next exit, dude. You know? For some reason, I'm also getting like sleepless nights, like just thinking of the L in Chicago, and I live right by the L. I was gonna say the line, but I guess I don't have to be that specific. But I live right by the L, and I we could even hear the L. It comes up sometimes. I don't know if audio hears it, but the point is like those, and it runs 24 hours. Like the feeling of like that person that falls asleep on the L. Like late nights, like doesn't even know like that it might not be helping them. Um, I'm like, why would countryside be here? Because typically I get two of cups energy. That that could be a message of what they envision of the future. Because again, after the four of cups and the nine of cups and the hanged man, then we got the ace, right? Then we got eight of wands, the star. So it's like this is what they envision. So this might be something they think about. Whether it's with you, I don't know. Um that's I'm not picking up on that. It could just be their general vision of the future. Like one day I will meet my two of cups, but I need to stop forcing it. Whether they are in that recognition or not, let's see. So we have the truth oracle. I want to move on. I do feel like they need to take some time to themselves if they haven't been. It doesn't feel like they are. I feel like they're being very social, too social. We got the house of, home, family. They need to stay home. Like that's the message. They need to chill out. And if they're going to sit in Four Cups energy, that's someone that's not really trying to look at any type of insight. Like this is a person that is stuck purposely or subconsciously. For this person, I feel like this person is getting into a stage where they're starting to be more conscious of it. But where they are in that, it's up to these experiences. I feel like that's what's going to push them over the top, like the breaking point. They need rest. Yeah. Truth Oracle Spirit. What else? Sorry. They could be thinking about that. That could be letting go. That could be something that crosses their mind. Wow, breakup. So that's the confirmation. You and this person in home, dude. That's a big message. This could be the indicator that this person is starting to stay home. So if you saw this person or know through third-party connections that this person is partying it up, having all these dates, doing this, doing that, having these connections, I feel as though that's gonna go bye-bye. That might settle. You might see this person like distance themselves even from social media. Like you might see them fall off a little bit. So that could be the turning point of where they start feeling that they need to figure out themselves. They need to figure out what's making them happy because this ain't it. Clown, they could be clowning it up. They could be feeling like a clown. Are they starting to like, am I just clowning around? I need to start figuring out how to get serious so I can move forward. Because I don't think this person has given up on hope of a better future, of a happy future with someone. But this is not the way to go, and I feel like this person is waking up to that. Now, they may have something that they did that they regret. This sorry with letting go, I feel as though this person is letting you go, or that's what they're trying, but they're holding on to something. And I'm wondering if that's connected. Are they holding on to their part in the hurt? Uh, did whether you did this or someone else, did they feel betrayed in some way or hurt? Maybe they're expecting a sorry, or maybe they're letting that go too. So I do sense that this person is in the process of completely letting this go, but they have to get through this emotion. They have to transmute it. And if they don't, this is the energy that they're going to be stuck in, and they've been stuck in. And if they are trying to move on with a rebound, for example, or multiple rebounds, or I'm going to distract myself so I'm not thinking about group 3, and it's working. They're not really thinking about you. But what's not working is they're not healing it. So whether they believe they're not thinking about you or not, you are still in the subconscious, especially if you and this person broke up. And this is the 3 of Swords pain that they are still in. Okay? You're in their subconscious that they have to heal. And that's where they are at, guys. Okay? And I hope you are good. Honestly, if you're still here, thank you for staying this long. We still have I want to get the animal energy of this person. But if you are here, I want to make sure you know that experiences could be something to teach you. If this person isn't meant to be in your, like if this is it, if this person never comes back, or if you don't want this person to come back, or both, then I feel as though I'm hoping you are farther along in your healing. Like you're actually facing it. So if you're feeling pain and crying and going through the emotions, good for you. I'm proud of you, and you are strong. It's going to feel like a purge, Sometimes you just got to get it out. And that's when intuition starts up again, like spirit starts giving you those signs again. But again, you just got to go through it. Maybe, again, if you're feeling those energies, this person has to go through it, but they've been avoiding it. All right. What is their current energy, spirit? Their late night thoughts of group 3. What energy is that? If we could get any messages for if group 3 ever crosses their mind. So we have seal, creativity. Also feels like a zipper, like a sealing one's lips. There may not be any communication. Ooh, that's an interesting way this card fell. What is it? Bat. Wow, adapt. That's the energy this person's in. They're trying to adapt to this breakup, to this change. And they're not doing a good job. They're like a bat out of a cave. Like they're trying to feel their way with their senses, but they're not seeing the light. Swan, beauty. They need to be able to see the beauty. I feel as though they might be starting something creative. They're trying to go in a different direction. I think whatever this queen energy, again, whether male, female, doesn't matter. It's just the energy of types of people in their life, like toxic communication, someone that could be needy, a lot of people that are coming through that are not confident. And they might be coming through, these type of energies could be coming through for this person because they're in this energy too. Like they're attracting like-minded energy. And what does that tell you about this person? This person is not fully healed. So that's kind of nice to see, Swan. they might be starting to have grace with this and themselves. I hope that's where they're headed. As again, not to take their side, take your side. There's still a human being. And again, that's just my feeling. I have a lot of love for everyone, guys. Like, that's just who I am. So I don't want to diminish anything this person may have done to hurt you, is my point. But the fact that they are having grace with themselves gives you an indicator that they are starting to understand their their energy in all of this. If you were the one of the people that they misled, if they did something like cheat on you or something like that, or kept something hidden, you know, they need to figure that out, guys. That doesn't sound good. And don't force that to fit either. All right, bottom of the deck, what do we have? Frog, luck. They need luck. Luck needs to be on their side. But gosh, frogs, think of it too like a princess and a frog. Like, that's what they are. They're the frog right now. Like, if they want to kiss a princess, they want to turn into a prince, something like that, like, and for you, or for these queens even, it could be the energy of they're kissing this person, this guy, this gal, and they're realizing this person is a frog right now, like, who wants to kiss a frog? Crab, defend. This person could be very moody, very crabby in their interpersonal relationships. But that could also be because they're sitting in this pain. Okay. Wow. But again, to go back to frog energy, because that's such a big message I got. Like, frogs are not attractive, right? I mean, they're cute. They could be cute, I think. I don't know. I've never touched a frog. But then, like, I think, like, gosh, now I'm thinking about dissecting. Like, what's one of the animals that people dissect? Frogs. For science, for medical research, I get it, but it's still sad to me. I've never dissected. I grew up in Chicago. We didn't have classes like that. Let me just say, I've never dissected. Or maybe I wasn't in the best science class. I was not good at science. All right, I'm just going to admit it. Either way, I wasn't in the class I dissected, that's for sure. But in a way, I feel like that was meant to be, because I'm not sure if I would or not. I never had the chance to decide that, I don't know. And not to diminish Chicago public education, because they made me who I am, and I love Chicago. Shout out to CPS, especially the teachers and educational staff. All right, that's it. I had to say that. All right. So, our final messages coming with the cutting edge. Look at that path. The path that it's like this person needs to hop off the train and walk the path, guys. This could also be a message for you as we're getting into this is our final oracle today, because I like using this deck for advice. So if I were to think about advice, I feel like Spirit is saying just follow your true north, even if it feels scary, even if it feels lonely, even if it feels a little depressing, like it feels like fall energy. The season of fall might mean something for some of you. But look off to the distance. Once you get to the end, there's a light up ahead. Like, just keep going. For this person, it's like they need to get off the train first. All right, embrace the unknown, guys. Keep going. Embrace the unknown. This could be for you, and this could be also a message for this person. But to focus on you, it's like, especially if you're feeling right now, if you're still here with me in this energy group 3. And let me know in the comments, because I'm proud of you, because sometimes you do need to see and hear this type of energy to let it go officially. You know what I mean? But I feel as though like embracing the unknown, you could be in a state where you're just been disappointed. Like you could be really wanting a good future with someone and falling in love, you know, so it's hard. The unknown could be very scary, but all you could do is focus on yourself, your joy, what's sparking creativity in your life, and everything will fall into place. Like, and you have to just trust that. And I know it's so difficult, but that's the thing. When you are a spiritual person, if you say you're a spiritual person, how couldn't you trust that? Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. It's spirit got you. They have your back, and you have more spirit, a strong spirit team. Like I literally was seeing sparks of them. All right, spiritual retreat. Love that retreat. Okay, let this go. Get into your spiritualism, which we're just talking about, and that starts with trusting that the balloons are going to be released and no animal is going to suffer because of it. Okay. So let's see. Gosh, we're getting like the same imagery. What is that? A kite? Yeah, like an air balloon. And what does it say? No illusions. Don't be stuck in the what ifs. Don't be stuck in the if I did this, then maybe this would have happened. You know what I mean? Maybe you're not, so please don't be offended by that. But I feel as though like the fantasy land of people could really hurt you in the long run. I've been notorious since I was a kid. My mom would tell me, "Why you're always in your fantasy head?" She would always tell me that, and I would always say like, no, I'm not, or whatever, because I literally used to daydream, fantasize about my crushes, I have taken so many years to realize that ain't good. Okay. No, stop right now. So if you are that type of person and you recognize that, as soon as you catch yourself thinking or fantasizing and stuff like that, remind yourself that that's not truly what this person is showing up as. Or whomever, if it's not just this person, if it's been a cycle that you've been noticing. So, figure out what you need to do for yourself. Embrace the unknown, get back into your spiritual practice, and don't deceive yourself with people who are showing you who they are. Because even if this person is going through it and they're healing and it's surface level, yet that's what's going on in their life, you have to accept that and know this is not my person right now. But I feel like most of you who have broken up with this person already know that. So with that, I love you guys. I hope you're okay. I really do. I do feel like you're coming through with a sense of strength. I'm also getting, and I could be totally off, but some of you might be emotional, especially if you stayed this long. And it's going to be okay. You're going to find the right person at the right time. You're not going to be alone forever. And just remember, even if you are, which you're not going to be, that's okay too. You're going to be good. You have love in abundance. Just remember that. That being said, one last time, I love you guys, and hopefully, I'll see you again. Bye.